G'day folks, and welcome to World of Tanks with the Magnificent Margon. Well, here we are. The STA-1. Now the STA-1, I've actually had this tank for a considerable amount of time. Nothing against the tank, and nothing's wrong with the tank. There is, however, a big problem I have with this tank. I just have had so much trouble with it. Now, I don't know how to say this. If we have a look at its gun, well, the ammunition type, 218, 240, so the penetration's average. You get your heat rounds there, 275, 240, so the damage is not much better than a normal round shooting through with heat, so yeah, you get the better penetration, but that's about it with the heat shells, which I don't use a lot of. I don't know why I have so many of them, but I do. I always carry more than I need. As you can see, we are on Mountain Pass. Now, Mountain Pass is probably a fairly balanced map. I've won from both sides of the map. Now, I've tried being aggressive. I've tried being a spotter. I've tried so many different formations with this tank that I don't even know what I do with it half the time. So today I decided I'm going to be passive, but I'm going to start in a new position. Now I'll zoom out. Now, usually when I'm playing this, I will, and I mean this in a nice way, run up to that position there where the rock is, or if I can, maybe over this side. If I get on this side, I know there's no return from this side. You can come up here and come around, but by the time you come around this rock, you're dead. This rock, you can possibly reverse up and around, blocking a few shots. It's very rare that you're able to do that, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It just boils down to certain factors. So I've done the whole passive style. Now, I've never sat back this far and just exposed my turret to the enemy. As you can see, no one else has come to the bridge with me. It's more or less just myself, and myself. So I'm hoping that I don't get anything too scary or too dangerous coming this way. And sitting here for this long, a lot of the time if I was playing with Kaz, he'd be like, come on, let's go, run across the bridge, yeah. And it would be something aggressive that we would probably both do together and possibly die in the process. I don't know, lately, medium tank fighting for me, I've decided to slow down. Medium tanks really work well in a group where you can get around an enemy, take a bit of shots for each other, and be aggressive to a certain extent. Now I saw the 28. There ain't a lot I can do to the 28. He's pretty strong, and at this kind of distance of about, 300 meters away or something, it's not gonna be pretty. Damn, if that shot had not dropped, it would have been awesome, but it dropped. Now the IS. Well, I know I can hit the IS and do some damage. Now I have to try and be very strategic about how I play this now, particularly with the 28 there. T28 is strong. If I can get a good shot on him, it would make it so much better, but I can't get the shot that I want on him, and I have to play very cautiously against him. Now you probably will see me load up, I think, a heat round in this one. It's very rare that I do, but I do load up one heat round. There we go, straight through the engine deck on the side. The T28 probably doesn't realise that I can get him here. Now this is where things become interesting. I've got the IS to play with, and he's just nailed me quite hard. As you can see, I wasn't even aimed at that turret then. The shot just dropped slightly to the left there and actually got the IS, which is perfect. It only leaves an AMX-12T and the T-28 over there. The thing is, he's in a very strong position, and there's not a lot I can do, except our AMX-12T has come around, and their 12T is saying, I'm out of here, see you later. Nothing much I can do. I'm loading up a heat round here, and the heat round is now loaded. Could have changed out while I drove up to the bridge, but I didn't. I was really anticipating seeing a massive group of guys just down the valley here when the 12T popped out. Fortunately, he didn't pop out as much as I thought he would, so I've had to pop out, and I've gone, what's here? Ooh, KV3. Well, for a heat round, yeah, that's a nice one to shoot at. A couple of seconds later, I've reloaded and ready to go again. KV3 fires, I've bounced, give myself some time, fire back on him. Now up here on the bridge I can control the map to a certain extent. There's a tortoise, let's shoot the tortoise. Nice one into the back of the tortoise there. Didn't quite get the next shot reloaded. Now the T-28. I can't shoot him up from here, but he is watching me. 12T on the right there, as you can see, is laying shots into him. Now there's not much I can do. Now, okay. As you can see, I've just paused it. I'm going to ask two questions. It's more or less, do you think I'm going to fall off the bridge? Straight down. I am actually going to go up and try and shoot this guy. And it could end fatally for me. It could end brilliantly for me. But, well, what do you think? Do you think what I've done is a good idea? In some ways, the 12T, in my opinion, is pretty well screwed going against a prot. But he's got brilliant shots stand on top of him, so why not do it? But this is where the hair-raising bit came for me. You see, I'm edging, just edging, and this is how it would look for me. Edging up to this edge, and oh, you can't get much more skill iffy than that. That is just, it was one of those moments for me where I was just like, are you for real? Did I just take that shot, take out that T-28 prot, and get away with not falling off the bridge here? Hang on a sec. Did this just happen? And I couldn't stop laughing, going, I've just pulled off the shot of the century. In a matter of seconds, pulled my tank back up on top of the bridge and got away with it. Now, I'm wondering where the IS-3 is actually at now. I'm going, okay, well, I've just taken the biggest risk in the world to get a gun depression. Yeah, it's you don't see things like that. And I was taking a gamble that I really thought, I'm going to fall off this bridge. I'm going to damage my tracks, and then the IS-3 is going to come around the corner and blow me to smithereens. IS-3 still hasn't been spotted, and I actually think the IS-3 went before the tortoise back to base. There he is. He's been spotted back at base. So now it's time for me to wiggle this tank into a bit more position. The 1375 is spotting him there. Medium tank coming up the valley, another two medium tanks coming up the valley, and the AMX-12T. The AMX-12T I hoped was going to follow me, but he didn't. He jumped off the edge of the cliff, so obviously he thought he could get around behind the tortoise and the IS-3 and do some serious damage. The 1375 is spotting, and I do... Ooh, a bit of a laggy spot there. I do sort of try to kind of resist. I was going to sneak up the hill and drop off around behind the IS-3, but he moved up far too quickly. So I've actually, as you can see, pulled myself back into a much stronger position. In doing so, it's given me a little bit more breathing room, flopped on, and I've hit the ground in that shot. So I'm being very careful that first in this IS-3. Now the tortoise is coming over the hill at full speed. I know he's chasing me, so I've actually pulled back, allowing this tortoise to keep coming. I've got an E75 behind me. It's giving me some great cover. He's planted one into him. I've planned one but bounce, and I quickly use my speed now and get up beside the torch is gone. Yep, I'm screwed. And good old ass sex time. This is what we love to see. Good old butt raping. And I did try to actually spin him slightly, but the tortoise is just so heavy that it's damn well impossible. Now, I'm not suggesting that this is the tactic I will use every time, but this seems to be the tactic that works. I've done it several times now where I've been patient, as I would like to say, at the start of the map, not got into an over-aggressive position with my medium tank. And I've done it a few times on different tanks. I did it with my Cromwell, exactly the same tactic on this map. If I wasn't as aggressive in that first position, I may have actually survived to the end of the map and done the same thing as what I've done with the STA1. But I am playing this tank a little bit more now. I do love the gun. Ever since I got the gun with the 200 and whatever it is, 16 mils of penetration. Oh, far, wrong button. Anyway, 218. It's given me a lot of opportunity. Now, if you can and you have saved up free XP, I strongly recommend you do it. It is just grinding for this gun. I've done it. It is just so hard, and it is such a pain to do. Yeah, I've not enjoyed it one bit, but at the same time, it's done now, and it's something that's going to happen. Now, I have grinded quite a few different things over the course of my time playing World of Tanks, and I have enjoyed every tank I've played, but I hated the grind to different stages. I really am hating the Russian heavy tanks. I can't get them to work as nicely as I can the German tanks. In fact, the TDs for the American side, that was a challenge in itself with the slower TDs. Being so slow, and it was difficult, purely and simply because of the way they are. But having the T28 Pro gave me a little bit more of an advantage, having a swivel turret. Now I'm on the T30. That's a different tank altogether. It really needs its top gun to be able to perform and work for the team. So I'm currently grinding for that at the moment. I'm not going to use free XP for it, but on the Japanese one, I would strongly recommend any free XP you can throw to this one is well worth it. The grind to actually the Type 61, 164,000 experience points. Yeah, it's a tough one. I've done about 110,000 now, so I've only got 50,000 XP more, and I'll have the Type 61. And yeah, I since the Jap tanks came out, I've had a lot of trouble with playing this one. The Chiri I enjoyed. The STA1, it's probably not my favourite tank, but played in the right way like this, and I've done this a couple of times now. Tried it, waiting till the right moments to move the tank into the position. It is starting to work, and I strongly recommend that that's how you approach this medium tank. Take your time about it, play smart moves. Don't just rush to an aggressive medium position. It hasn't got the protection, basically. The armor on this thing is just not where it should be. The turret is nowhere near as bouncy as what it could be. High penetration areas on the turret, get out of the way, is straight down the center here. Very weak. About 30 mils of armor by memory. I think I did a review on this tank. And it's a soft medium tank in my opinion. But played the right way, as you can see. I barely lost any health. Took probably one shot in the whole battle, and that was from the T20 at the start. So all in all, played the right way, played to the end of the match the right way. It can work in your favour and be quite successful. 2037 XP damage, yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with it, and that's what I strive to do: big damages, and hopefully for the best. But that's all that, guys. Look, enjoy whatever tank you play, enjoy whatever game you play. Lots of games coming out on the horizon for me, by the way it seems. Looking at a new one that's coming out tomorrow, Gauntlet, based upon a arcade game, Gauntlet, years ago, coming back to life. I probably will be jumping on that. Might even put a little bit of a review on it up on my YouTube channel for you. Along with that, notice that the new Warhammer 40,000 MMO RPG, online RPG, is actually coming to a reality. In the foundation stages of people crowdfunding it is coming up, so I might actually try and get into that and do a little bit on it too. Warhammer has been a game I played as a tabletop when I was a lot younger and used to paint the figures too, so yeah, I've got a large extensive collection all packed away these days, except for a few figures that I've kept out for different reasons. Most of the ones that I've kept out are my Lord of the Rings ones that I had from when the original Lord of the Rings movie came out back in 2000 and something, 2001, somewhere around there. And I started collecting them back then, and I painted them and did all the stuff with them. But my pride and choice is my Balrog with Gandalf the Grey. That's all that, guys. Enjoy whatever you do. Happy hunting. I'll catch you on those battlefields.